What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, and I'm just your average Joe day trader. Well, today is Tuesday, October 14th. The market is closed. It's just about 5 p.m. Obviously, we have our 24-hour runners that are going up till 8 p.m. and then through the 24-hour market. And we hope to see what happened today to kind of continue through the overnight hours into the morning tomorrow for Wednesday. And the reason why I say that is because we are waiting for, and be careful of, the bull trap. We're waiting to see if the markets turn and come back down. There's been a lot of volatility and a lot of news and a lot of things pumping out there, and a lot of belief, including my own, which is my own personal opinion, that we could still see anywhere from a 3 to 5% pullback in the S&P 500, which overall pulls the entire market down. As you know, I love to be in the tech sectors. I love to be part of semiconductors and consumer electronics. And because of that, a lot of those things are pumping right now, but when the S&P 500 comes down, it pulls them all down with it. So what happened today? Well, a little bit leery going into the market this morning. We saw some things kind of opening up on an up run, some green momentum through the overnight hours, and then we opened up this morning and had what I would say was an incredible day. You would actually call it another rally day. We had a day that continued to recover from Friday. So we're in the second day of recovery. A lot of the stocks still haven't even recovered. A lot of the stocks that pulled back and pulled down still are trying to work their way back up slowly and gradually. But if we get another pullback, be careful. I don't know that I would recommend, and this is my own personal feeling, recommend holding on to too much past trading hours. I am in a few things. I'm going to share that with you. But those are because I know the companies, I know the stocks, I know where they're heading based on the technicals. And even a pullback would be okay because that would be healthy for a lot of those stocks that then would turn around and continue to run up, and probably stronger and further up than where they would have gone if we continued in this bull run that we were already in. So let's start very quickly. I'm going to show you the heat map just to kind of see and get an idea of what's going on here. When we look at the total industry, you see semiconductors was down almost 3.5%. Retail down 1.5%. Banks were up. Consumer electronics were up. Internet content information up a hair. Software, drug manufacturers, auto down pretty heavy. Capital markets, right? Semiconductors in here down 0.14%. So aerospace defense up 70%. So biotech, entertainment, a lot of things that ran up. Healthcare ran up, right? So it kind of balanced out the market a little bit. When we go to the actual stocks, you're going to see here, NVIDIA was down, AVGO was down, TSM, MU, ARM, those are the big ones. QCOM, TXN, right? Intel. So some big stuff that was down. These are the ones that really kind of pulled down the S&P 500. And then in the internet side, you see Meta's down almost a full percent. So a lot going on in here. Palantir up 1.43%. Thank you. Love Palantir. All right, but CRW crowd is down. CRWV, CoreWeave is down. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on, and I'm going to show you something and talk to you a little bit about CoreWeave in a couple minutes. Let's get out of the heat map and let's go actually to the charting. Before we get into looking at the charts, and there's several stocks I want to share with you and show you, and I'm going to give you some levels on one of the stocks that I'm actually re-energized about, and I'm going to share that with you. I wanted to share that today I believe that the market potentially was going to drop super hard, super fast, because at 12:30, my pal, Jerome Powell, good old JP, was getting up in front of the microphone today. And what ended up happening was a nothing burger. Anything that came out of the Fed, whether it was Jerome Powell or somebody that was talking on his behalf, it didn't matter. The market's already got a lot of that calculated and built in. So fortunately, the market did not turn around and tank and run down with what was going on. But I will say that overall, the S&P 500 is down just a hair at 0.16%, and it's super heavy red. The Dow Jones is up 0.44%, and the NASDAQ is down 0.76%, or $172.91 on that total 22,521. So what does that mean for us? Well, not much, right? Because everything still continues to seem to be running pretty good. When we go to the charts and we pull up the S&P 500 and we take a look at it, here's what it looks like today. It's at 662.24 right now. Okay, this is the 4 hour. I was doing some charting. Here is the 15 minute. So you can see that the S&P 500 actually had a solid day, right? 653.17 all the way up to a high of 665.81. Yes, it did kind of run horizontal and pull down a little bit, and then it dropped and pulled back, which is totally fine. A little breather at the end of the day, pulled back up a little bit, running horizontal, and we'll see what the S&P 500 does for us in the post market, into the overnight 24-hour market, into the pre-market tomorrow morning. But we'll see what it does for a lot of things. So let's kind of get into a few stocks I wanted to share. First and foremost, the one you've probably been waiting for because you saw it on the picture for the video, but where is my BBAI army? Let's take a look at BBAI, and I'm going to tell you that I took a position in BBAI, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm back in BBAI, at least from the perspective of this account. I have some long-term hold that I don't touch, I don't mess with, just like APLD, just like OPTT, which got a patent today, which is pretty awesome. That's a super penny stock. BBAI. So here's what we're going to do. All right. Look at BBAI in the pre-market. All right. You could basically say in the 24-hour market, $8.23. Opened up here about the same as where it was in the pre-market. So we're going to say about $8.80. Ran to a high today of $9.07. Make sure I'm on the right candle for that. $9.39. I misspoke. A high of $9.39. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to look at real quick. I'm back in here. It held very well today, horizontal, pumped up at the end of the day a little bit, came back down with the S&P 500 and everything else. Totally good, totally fine. You see I have this resistance level here. $9.76 right here, but we're going to go to a very big picture because I want to help you stay motivated and focused on BBAI. And here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go to the weekly chart for a minute. We're not going to look at day or hours or anything. We will come back to it. But on the weekly chart, and you can see it already. All right. I'm pulling it down to auto. Here's what's going on here. So we were very level for a long time. Okay, weekly chart, remember. And then we dropped hard, had news, ran hard up, dropped all the way back down hard, ran up, dropped down, ran up, dropped down, ran all the way back up. And then we are now down and then back up. Okay, yes, you had an up and down, up and down, up and down, but we're back up here. So what you have now, in essence, is the beginnings of what I believe to be the cup and handle. You know, it's one of my favorite candlestick patterns, the cup and handle. So what you're actually seeing here is, you could say there's two in here, right? We've got one here and we've got the big one here. What I believe is going to happen, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, BBI is going to take a run. BBI is going to make a run. BBI is going to go for the moon. And here's what we're looking at on BBAI. What I'm actually going to do is, you see some funky lines on here. I'm going to actually go to the weekly for a minute. I'm going to pull this bad boy over here, spread it out a little bit, but here's what's going on with BBAI. Now, you could probably look at it from the daily also and bring it in, but obviously it's not as impactful as seeing it on the weekly. But what I believe, in my opinion, not financial advice, BBAI ran for so many weeks, just literally at the same spot, at this $9, roughly $10 range, before it dropped off. And then it skyrocketed, $16.12. And then it fell all the way off and all the way down here to 58 cents. Okay, that is 58 cents. So you're hearing me, everybody? Then it came back up. We're up here, you know, within the $5-6 range, came back down, back up here between $4 and $5, all the way down here. Okay, back all the way up to the $10 range, rejected, back down all the way to this $2 area here, $2.30 something cents, all the way back up here. And now it's been sitting for weeks and weeks and weeks within this $7 to $9 range. Okay, but you notice this is one of my favorite classic candlestick patterns, called the cup and handle. Okay, now this is absolutely a cup. You could take it from this point to this point. You could take it from this point to this point. There may be two right here. Okay, but classic consolidation happening in the weekly. And what's going to happen soon, if we can continue to break through and out of this consolidation zone, it's going to run. So here's some levels for you. I'm going to give them to you bottom up, so you can put them on your own charts if you want to. Keep your eye on these levels, but BBAI Army, here it is, okay? Average Joe Day Trader, Josh's levels, $4, $5.63, $6.75, $8, $10. If we can get above $10, which we're here. We got to get this one up here to $10. I even have an alarm set to tell me it's hit $10. Break $10, we're going to 13. If we can get past 13, boom, we're heading to 19. Okay, 19, $20. When? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm back in BBAI with you all. I'm back in BBA Army. Let's rock it, BBAI. Let's go. We just need to continue what's happening here, and it's going to run. So that is my BBAI update, and that's what's going to be on the title of this video and probably brought you here. BBAI update, ready to launch. All right, let's go look at a few other stocks I wanted to share with you. I'm looking down at my cheat list here. Okay, couple things I wanted to tell you about. Number one, CoreWeave. Okay, I'm going back to the 30-minute and the 15. So CoreWeave had a great day yesterday, hard down and then up. It dropped through the 24-hour, came all the way down, and in the pre-market, let me go back to auto, it ran back up nicely, horizontal, and then, yes, at market open, it dropped all the way down to 130.30. Buy opportunity, okay? Spent the day all the way up here until about, what time is that? 1 o'clock in the afternoon, up. Then it turned and started coming back down. Everything came down at the end by the close, and now it's working its way back up. So CoreWeave, $134.80, right? Not something you would buy 100 shares of, 200 shares, 500 shares of. Maybe you would. Maybe you're a whale. Maybe you buy that many stocks of something. But there's a great opportunity for recovery on CoreWeave. So let me tell you what Josh does. And maybe you want to do the same thing. Again, not financial advice, but just sharing with you my journey. CRWG is the leverage share 2x long for CoreWeave. So if you bought in at $11.99, which was $131, you buy in $11.99, you're only paying $11.99. And you ran it all the way up to here, and it had a high today of $13.75. $11.99 to $13.75. Do the math, everybody, and you could buy 100 shares, 200 shares, 500 shares of CRWG and get in. But you got to remember one thing about the leveraged shares, and I always say the 2X's. Elevator up, elevator down. So you can see here, CoreWeave pulled down with the market at the end by the close. And so this one here was, let's see, this candle had a high of 13.26 and a low of 12.59. So you literally could have lost, what is that, 60, 70 cents per share right there, boom, and now it's working its way back up. Well, your boy Josh is in here, okay, because he bought this today, but not for today. I didn't buy it today to sell it today. I bought it today because there's a potential easy run back to 1544, which really, if you look at this in a 30-minute, it's really closer to $16, okay? And there it is, 1660. 1660. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking to do. CoreWeave's not going to stay down there at $130 a share, $132 a share. CoreWeave is going to run back up when the market gets back to a heavy bull. Now, could there be more pullback? Yes, there can. Is this a long-term play for me? It is until we get to $14, $15, $16. And then it's not long-term for me anymore. And then I'm out, wash, rinse, repeat. But CRWG is what you want to look at, not financial advice. Take a look. Do your homework, do your research, do your own due diligence. Another one that's a lot like that is QBTS. Now check this out, everybody. QBTS yesterday, major recovery. Major. You're talking bottomed out over here at, let's see this candle, $34.26, ran all the way to a high of $41.97. In the post and overnight, it ran and continued up to $42.51. It did pull back down, but look what it did today. Dropped a little bit, bottomed out at $38.10, and all the way up top here to $45.30. Okay, now here's the deal. Here's why I share that with you. This is pretty awesome, and you could trade this by itself. But if you want to be a little bit risky, and I don't recommend this for the faint of heart, I don't recommend this for those of you that take a lot of blood pressure medication like I do, you could go to QBTX. Now you notice, it looks like the chart didn't even change, right? Okay, but check this out. QBTX, which is a 2x long, it moves a lot faster dollar-wise. Yesterday, same chart, 289.09, all the way up here in the pre-market, post-market, 428.79. Okay, you all hearing that? 289 to 428 in one day. Pulled back down, a little pump, started down here this morning, okay, at 360 and ran to a high today of 481, 360, 481. That's $120 a share. If you had bought, I don't know, 10 of them, $1,000, right? $1,200, $1,300. But you got to be super careful with this one. And I've shared this with you before. This is not one that you just jump right into, okay? You've got to understand the support and resistance levels on this. I look at my TradingView account all the time and look at all my levels. This is not one I recommend you just jump in blindly, because as fast as it'll pay you, it will rob you blind and take all of your money and leave you out in the desert dry. So be careful with this one, okay? Total honesty with you. Be careful with it. The other one I wanted to share with you today, super home run for me, APLD. Now, let me tell you my APLD woes story today, because it's one of those stories that is definitely an average Joe, rookie average Joe. But man, did I mess up on my APLD. So check this out for a minute, okay? I got an APLD today. I want to say, what is that? 34. Was this 34.04? So about $34.19 I got an APLD. And I wanted to ride this wave today because it was on fire. I knew it was on fire. Everything looked great about it. So 34.19 I'm in. 35, I don't know. This was what? A high of 37.19. So 36, okay? 36.15, 36.20. It hit 36.50. I'm rocking it. I'm like, this is freaking awesome. I'm taking screenshots of it. I'm sending it to my brother-in-law, Carlos. I'm going like, dude, I'm in APLD again. We usually play APLD all the time, but it's so expensive right now compared to where it was. But I'm rocketing. I'm sending screenshots. I'm excited. And I walk away for a minute because I'm like, this bad boy is going to continue to run. I walk away for a minute, and on the 1 minute chart, and let's see if I can find it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, on the 1 minute chart. What time is this? 10:07. Yeah, here we are. Okay. $36.13 high. This candle right here, $36.20 high, 36.02 low. This candle right here. I come in from what I'm doing in my house, getting ready to rock and roll out of the house today, and I see these monster red candles jumping. And in my mind, I'm thinking I'm still on a 15 or 30 minute chart, and I panic sold it. I panic sold it at 35.53 or 35.59, somewhere around there. And I still made over just shy of $500, 490 something bucks. But I was at $1,000 in profit here. Top here, I was over $1,000. Where I was here, I was back to $500. I panic sold it, and it did continue to go. And as soon as I hit sell, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm looking at a 1 minute chart, and basically said to myself, you idiots, what did you just do? I had absolutely no reason whatsoever to get out of this thing. Okay, it was still solid green, running solid green. And yes, I got out of it. So back to the 15 minute chart. Look at this. Okay, it continued all the way up to 37.19. 37.19. And then it pulled back down some more. And then it continued all the way up to 38.10. Rookie move. I sold it in the mid 35s and gave that money back to the house. But I didn't lose anything because I did take a profit of almost $500. So I cannot be upset about it. All I can be is disappointed in myself. But this was a rookie average Joe move. But I've told you when I share these videos, I'm giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to tell you the wins, and I'm going to tell you the not so wins. I'm being totally transparent with you. Man, how disappointing. But the good news is, look where it is now. It's back down to 35. It's at 35.50, basically where I sold. So waiting for another little pullback tomorrow. And depending on what it does tomorrow morning in the open, If it pulls back down, which it didn't do at all today, but if it does pull back down, I'm back in it and run it again. And I'll get another hopefully $300, $400, $500 on it tomorrow. And that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles with APLD. Anyway, sharing that. The last one I wanted to share with you, and then I'm going to give you a quick run through on the average Joe day trader best day trade stock list. But a lot of people have been freaking out about Weeble. And I understand why you're freaking out. I understand why you want to get out of the position. I understand why you're tired of watching Weeble basically sit at the bottom. But we've all been saying, have patience. Weeble's going to wake up. Well, guess what Weeble did today? It woke up $11.05 all the way to a high of $11.93, sitting at $11.68. And I know several people in the Discord were literally killing themselves because they all said we sold everything, just had to get out. We just had to dump it and get rid of it. Well, today would have been a nice recovery day for Weeble. Do I think it's going to stay up here? I'm not so sure. I think the $8, $9, $10 range is probably where it needs to land up before it totally has awareness to the community, awareness to the market, and explodes. But Robinhood was sort of like that too. And look at Robinhood now. It's boom, $134, $134. But it was all the way up here today at a high of 141. So pretty good, pretty good. NVTS. A lot of people, I hope a lot of you are making fire bank. I'm told my kids don't say fat anymore, PHAT. Fire bank and NVTS. A ton of us have been holding NVTS for the longest time. I, as well as several other people, sold this bad boy in the high nines. And then look what it did yesterday, last night. It cranked. It went all the way to $14.28. Ran across. Came back down. Pumping again. But it looks super, super good for another run. So NVTS, keep it on your radar. And very good one for you. The last thing is, let's go through the AJDT October best day trade stocks. I'm already working on the November list. This has not been my favorite list so far, but let's look at it. Tesla, nice. Now Tesla this morning, I forgot to tell you guys this. Tesla this morning, I ran Tesla down, but not Tesla, right? I always tell you that you're not playing Tesla. You're playing Tesla against Tesla. So I was in TSLQ, which will get that monster green candle up, and TSLS, look at that monster green candle up. I rode both those up until I knew Tesla was getting ready to expire for the day, which is right here. And I sold it, and then I sold, my goodness, those dogs.
1 hour later.
So Tesla, now that my dogs are done barking like crazy, Tesla, we can get back on track. Did have a run down here where I played those two I showed you, TSLQ and TSLS, but Tesla turned around later in the morning, somewhere here about 10 a.m., and it just started on a path to upside. And it literally got all the way to 430, 415. Not bad for Tesla today. Then pulled back down with the S&P 500. But many people had a nice run up on Tesla today and made some good money there. And if you're playing Tesla, like I've shared before, like I do, when it's running down, you play the TSLQ, you play the TSLS. When it's running up, you play with it TSLL, TSLT, and TSLR. And all three of those, you could buy 200 shares of each one of those and make more money than you would buying just shares of Tesla by itself, because of the fact of them being 2X's and longer term and the different direction inverses. So just consider that when you are looking at Tesla. Back to the average Joe day trader best day trade list. So Tesla, AMD had a nice run up today. Pre-market, hard run up, and then it came down and it pulled up. NVIDIA didn't do very good today. NVIDIA had a very tough day. Even with the up run here, you could have made money as a day trade, but very hard down. Coming back up now in the post-market. Palantir, thank you, Palantir. Another nice day for Palantir. Palantir keeps having some nice runs and adding more money to that retirement. And recently, analysts gave this rating dollar value of $200. So keep that in mind for Palantir's now a $200 shoot. Robinhood, we looked at it before, but you see Robinhood had a very good day, all the way to 141.21. I just don't know what it is with this stock IREN, man. This stock just keeps going every day. It's a runner. Like IREN for IREN. and I love it. And man, I wish I would. Every day I say I wish I would have gotten into IREN. And you know what? Tomorrow I'll probably get an IREN and it'll go all the way down the other way, just because that's how it happens. Rigetti is another one that was incredible today. Unbelievable. And from what I understand, their options premiums are super juicy looking right now. So take a look at them if you're an options player. HIMS also up. SMR, look at this monster all the way up today. SMR, man, I missed out on a lot of stuff, even though I played a lot of things and made a lot of money. QBTS also all the way up, which I showed you already. Intel up, okay? So here's what you got to know. APLD I showed you. Look at that. Amazing. SoFi also nice up, sold off a little bit, continued up, and then sold off at the end of the day with the market. What you have to know is that everything right now is on an uptrend because it's making up for what we lost on Friday, okay? For this fake, manipulated, manufactured pullback, okay? And I'm sorry if you disagree with me. Yes, there's a lot of reasons why things did pull back, but Friday was a great excuse to pull it back because we said tariffs. And that didn't scare the market. It gave us an opportunity to pull the market back. So we did. And listen, I'm not upset about it because, look, it gives me an opportunity every single day to make fire money, not fat money, fire money. And I've been making money. Yesterday I made great money. Today I made great money. And so I'm going to continue to do that. Hopefully tomorrow, a couple other things that I am in, waiting for them to go to the moon. QUBT, nice run up. Cypher, also nice run all day. Run all day. Lift all day. Okay, you get the point. QS, same thing. ONDS, a little bit down, back up, and then opens getting ready to prime again, but all day. So you literally could have woke up this morning, pulled up this list, the AJDT Average Joe Day Trader list that I've had out there. I'm going to put it on the screen. Pause the video right here. Take another screenshot of it. We got several more weeks before I come out with a new one, probably maybe 3 more weeks or 4 into November before the new list comes out. But you could have woke up this morning and thrown darts at the list and said, you know what, I'm going to try that one today. Look at the technicals. Look at the candlesticks. Look at support and resistance on it before you jump in. But remember, I've already done a lot of this work for you, and I'm telling you what the best day trade stock list is, and it's these that are on that list. All right. If you're new here, first time here, thank you for visiting the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and hit the join button if you want to be in our Discord. Man, today the guys and gals were on fire, sharing plays, sharing entries in and out, sharing options calls. I mean, it was an incredible, it was nonstop today, ridiculous. If you want to be part of that, hit the join button, but you have to join the elite group to become part of the Discord. If you join the regular group, which is totally fine, you're going to see my charting, my strategy, some other videos that I put out just for members, things like that that you'll get throughout the week. But the Discord itself is the elite group. And let me tell you something real quick. You know that originally the Discord was open to everybody. That failed because we had over 50 people get in there and they cloned the account. They started scamming people. They started pretending to be me. They started selling things. So I had to shut it down. And I literally one-on-one, direct message each individual that wasn't communicating. Hey, share who you are, where you're from, all that. And at least 30-something people didn't respond. I was down to less than 20 people that were actually a working group in the Discord. Had to block everybody out of there. And then I opened it back up this way. Well, guess what? Now I'm getting emails. People putting emails. Hey, I'm a trader with a lot of experience, and I want to learn more from you. And so want to join your Discord. Please send me the invite. Well, guess what? Not joining the membership, not even communicating, not responding back. These are scammers, okay? And if you're somebody who has emailed me and you haven't and have joined and you didn't get the link or anything, then direct message me and email me again with, hey, I'm real, okay? Didn't get the link. And I'm happy to have you all there. I have to protect the community, you all, myself, from these scammers because, man, they are running wild. So anyway, join if you want to join. Would love to have you in the elite as we call out plays every day and we're involved in the different plays today. I jump in and out of it throughout the day, share some things I'm doing, and I've got a great group of individuals in there that are sharing a lot of their information, which is awesome. I'm even following some of their plays because, man, the technicals are off the charts with some of the group in there and what their plays are. And if you are someone in the AJDT Discord right now, yes, I'm talking about you. You all know who you are. Thank you for being involved. Thank you for making it awesome. Thank you for sharing your plays. Thank you for wanting that community to be amazing and awesome. I just want to continue to grow this community together so that we can all make money. God bless you. Josh out. Peace.